And 2024 was the year of artificial intelligence, and the boom, it's not showing signs of slowing down in 2025. Joining me now on set to discuss this and more, we've got Ivana Delevska, Spear Invest founder and CIO. And Ivana, I always love speaking with you. Talk to me about NVIDIA. This is the key question. Is NVIDIA still going to be a winner in 2025? What's your bull case?
Well, Madison, thanks for having me. Basically, what we saw towards the end of last year is NVIDIA stock stalled as we were approaching the launch of their Blackwell chip. So the key for the stock from here will be how well they execute on this launch. We see significant upside once the delivery numbers ramp. We think they're going to be able to exceed $200 billion in revenue just from this product launch for this year. So we see a lot of upside. It's just going to be key to get this product rolling in the initial quarters.
What do you think was the kind of downward pressure over the past month or so? Is that something you see correcting?
Well, that is exactly it, Madison. I think it's these delivery numbers. People are still concerned whether Blackwell is showing the improvement that we are expecting to see, and whether they're able to deliver it on time, where it's doesn't have overheating issues. So those were really the challenges that the company never really said that they were facing, but we were hearing from customers. So there is a lot here in how you integrate the product. So it's not the product may be working fine, but once customers deploy it, that's the question, whether it's working good for them.
Where do valuations fall on your list of concerns and your kind of rubric for looking at a stock like NVIDIA?
So valuation is very important for us. And when you look at NVIDIA, because of the way earnings have grown, the stock actually looks very attractive on a multiple basis. So if you look at EBITDA, which is what we focus on 1 year forward, you're going to see that it's trading right in the middle or on the lower end of the historic range. And now it's cheaper than stocks like Broadcom and Marvell that we also like. So it actually screens very attractive on valuation basis.
Yeah, talk to me about your bull case for some of those other AI plays.
So basically, as we get further into the cycle, NVIDIA will remain the dominant player just because of their CUDA advantage. However, we're going to see a lot of the hyperscalers, like you mentioned, Amazon, build their own chips and bring those to market. So Marvell is partnered with Amazon, Google is partnered with Broadcom, so they're going to be helping these companies bring their own chips to market, which will take pretty significant market share over the next several years. We still, though, compared to where the market stands or what the market is assuming, we think the growth for NVIDIA will remain much stronger just because of their advantage on the software side.
And obviously, NVIDIA, the second biggest gainer year to date in 2024, but the first was Vistra, a nuclear energy play, and I know Vistra and Constellation are among your picks. Talk to me about your case for those names.
So as we saw the AI trade broaden, now we are getting into a phase where we need physical build-out of data centers and power associated with them. And the US has gone through a period of time where the power infrastructure has not really been upgraded, both on the grid and the generation side. So as we've brought more renewables to market, the reliability is much lower of the grid. So what we're going to see is power prices spike up in order to incentivize new supply coming to market. So that's where companies like Vistra benefits. We also like Constellation. They operate one of the largest nuclear fleets, or the largest nuclear fleet in the US. We think nuclear is very well positioned for the hyperscalers just because of the reliability. So we see a lot of opportunity on the energy side.
How much are you thinking about the incoming administration and any regulatory looseness that we could expect for those nuclear energy names as a potential tailwind for them in 2025?
So the regulatory environment is always tricky because it does depend on states as well as the federal government. So I think less regulation would be a pretty significant positive for them. Incrementally, though, I think gas is also benefiting here from looser regulatory environment. So I think both nuclear and gas are well positioned with the new administration. I would say new administration is incrementally more positive for gas than for nuclear, which is why you've seen Vistra perform better than Constellation.
I guess taking a bit of a step back here, there's been this big question about the AI story and whether or not it is overblown, whether this is going to be the year that the investment really proves itself and we see those applications. What do you make of those questions? Do you think that those questions themselves are overblown?
I do think the questions are overblown because if you look down under the hood, we are seeing a lot of applications that we're using already today. Right. So on the search side, the new AI, the transformer model has been really transformational in terms of how we do search today. So even though those are really replacing prior search, so you're not really seeing incremental revenue from them, they're pretty big applications. Now, as we look forward, we think there is going to be a lot more innovation on the physical side of things. So the autonomy, robotics, even in quantum computing. So you're using the AI models today in order to build some of these applications for later down the road. So I think that's really like even this may be even year one, maybe year one will be next year. So it's kind of like we're really in the early innings of the applications being built out.
Do you see the AI trade broadening to some of those smaller cap companies in 2025? Because that's also been another question, is when we'll see not just the hyperscalers benefiting from AI, but also some of those smaller names.
Absolutely. So we think this is going to be the year where we see like the effect trickle down from like 2 years ago was just Nvidia, last year was Nvidia, some hyperscalers, some of the custom chip providers, and I think as we get further into the cycle, you'll see some of the software names on the cybersecurity side, the data infrastructure side, and then applications lastly, that would be like autonomy and robotics.
Always great having you, Ivana. Thank you so much for breaking that down for us. We appreciate it. Happy New Year as well.
Happy New Year to you as well.